Today on Fresh Vintage Garage, we're checking out the Xtool D5S. Kind of a cool little scan tool. We don't know exactly what all it does, but we're going to go outside and plug in. Join us on this journey right now. Hey everyone, this is Tom with Fresh Vintage Garage. Just like we said in the intro, we're checking out the D5S. Big shout out to Xtool for sending this thing over, sponsoring the video. Really appreciate it. I figured we'd do a 10-second unboxing while we're talking here. What we really want to do is get you outside and get plugged in. We're going to plug into our 2020 Subaru Outback. There's the paperwork that no one ever looks at. Here's the scan tool that you just saw, and the cables are in the bottom of the box, and that is literally your 10-second unboxing. That being said, what can this thing do? It does a little bit of everything. Obviously code reading, some live data graphing. It does say it has FCA AutoAuth and a few other odds and ends. We're going to go outside, plug into our car, show you everything. Join us as we jump outside right now. We're here in our 2020 Subaru Outback and doing a quick cord check. The OBD2 port is way over here under my left foot. This thing's plenty long enough. I could hand it to Jay. He could probably do the whole video over in the passenger seat, but we're going to set it right here, and I'm sure it won't fall at all for the rest of the video. And let's just go ahead and we'll dive right into auto scan. And we'll do auto scan there. Forgive the beep. I am going to just move that a little bit. There we go. While we're waiting for this, it does have a 5.45 inch screen. I mentioned that because this is my Pixel 7a. It's about on par with your average smartphone size screen. And it's pretty snappy. The more we use it, it does have 46 gigabytes of memory open. I say that because as these things age, your lower price point scan tools age, you're going to notice they start running out of memory. But this thing does have a micro SD card slot right on the top here. So if you did want to put like a 64 gigabyte or whatever micro SD card in, it'll give you the ability to keep it more lively and not as slow as you fill up the memory inside of it. So we have engine, brake control, transmission, airbag. These are the four major systems that you can get into with the D5S. I'm just going to go into the engine and show you some of the capabilities here, including the live data graphing. We'll look at that in just a moment. So we have the check engine light, so to speak, battery monitor, module performance. Let's see what happens if can I click on that? Doesn't really do anything there. Let's do DTC report. Okay, so it basically gives me just a report, and that's pretty much everything, all the data that you're going to get. You can't save it. I guess if you wanted to use this in a shop situation, you could give it to a customer. We're not going to do that in the video here. If we wanted to clear the data, it's right there. Let's go into live data graphing. You can choose up to 4 different points in here. And let me click down so you can see where graphing the data. The car's not on, so let me go ahead and do a cold start here. There's our cold start. And I don't even know what this is. Oh, mass airflow sensor. Okay, so it's kind of nice that you can see all of this right here on the screen. Let me just hit the gas. Sorry, car. There we go. And it's nice that they have the graphs right here. You just got to click the little down on the right-hand side of the screen. And if you want it combined, just go in, grab this. You can do up to 4 at once. So let's do the ignition timing. We'll do one other one. There's that. And we'll do custom. So you can see them all here. You're kind of filtering them down, and then combined. This is really nice to see the D5S giving you this capability. If you have a random thing, maybe it only does it on Tuesdays or when it's above 75 degrees outside or whatever the situation is, it helps you chase down and nail down that random oddity going on with a sensor inside the engine or drivetrain as needed. Let me go ahead and turn the car off, and we'll kill all of our numbers there. We'll turn the car back on here, and I'm going to get back out of here because I want to go out here and go back. I'm going to keep clicking the back button. There we go. And I'm going to exit. So I want to go to brake control. And I mention this because a while back we made a video on my 03 Honda Pilot. And in here, you can actually see the wheel speed sensors, and I'm just going to shout out another scan tool, a Top Don RD Diag 500. I mention that because after we got done replacing a half shaft in the front passenger side, we wasted the wheel speed sensor stopped working, and I was able to use that RD Diag 500 to see which one and confirm the the passenger side front wheel speed sensor was no longer functional. So I had to replace it, and that's what you're getting here. You're getting, if we were to fire up the Subaru and go for a drive, you can see the wheel speed sensor data here. So really cool to see that. There's the steering angle sensor, pressure sensor output. I won't go through all this, but you see this is just coming out of the brake control system. Look at all the data in there. Very cool to see. And let me actually jump back out of here, and we'll go back to engine. I want to show you the live data that comes out of this. Let me just scroll down here. We won't click on anything or do any other, but let's see how far down we can go. We're at 70 there. I'm going to keep going. So what do we have here? We have whatever those are. I'm not even sure, but cylinder monitor, and I'm just going to go down. I wonder how far down it goes. So 106. So we're getting all of that data out of the system. I'm going to stop at 200. There's 200 different data points that you can pull with the D5S. Pretty cool to see. If you wanted to freeze frame data, you could do it right there. And let's get all the way back out to the actual home screen. You can see transmission and airbag. We're not going to... Actually, let me click data trouble code list. Let's see what we have here. So this is a running list of any potential ones that you've looked at and investigated. Let me click that. If you want to do system selection, it's basically a manualized version. Instead of scanning top to bottom, you're basically just going to grab any one of these, come into the airbag system, and just do the same thing. So if you don't want to do a top to bottom scan, you have an airbag issue, you can just go right in there. Let's go back out to the home screen. Diagnosis is pretty much everything we just looked at, and you can see all the different, let me get out of here, you can see all the different vehicles here. Very much a global tool, but this is just as much at home in North America as in somewhere in an Asian market or in Europe. Very much Xtool does a very good job with working with vendors from around the world. Let me click on Subaru here, not Sun. There we go. Let me learn how to spell. There it is. And I believe we're going to go into pretty much the same thing we just did in the auto scan, but we want to show you this in case you're wondering what this is. Yep, so let's do automatic detection, VIN reading. It should give us, our year, make, and model. And from here, we're back to the same thing. I'm just going to hit. You can see I won't let it finish, but you can see everything that it's scanning, 5 out of 5 there. Let's get back to our home screen, and we're going to go on the left-hand side. I didn't see this before, but if you wanted to filter down, there's your different areas, parts of the world. Click on America, so filters down. You can see all the guys all the OEMs you'd be used to looking for inside the United States and most of North America. Back at the home screen here, OBD2 is kind of more of the same. I don't say that lightly, but it's kind of the express checkout to get you to why did my check engine light come on. In here, we're just going to hit auto scan. You see the different actual protocols around the world used. I'm going to hit auto scan. This is a newer Subaru, so we're going to use the 15765. And that should take us right into why did my check engine light come on kind of thing. So you have stored codes, pending codes. And full disclosure, the check engine light is not on in our Outback here. But if it was on, we could see it here. Same thing with live data. We have more of the same here. I'm kind of wondering how much live data is going to come out of here. So let me just do so you can see where you want to go is the other diagnostic section, because you're kind of getting like a summarized, condensed version. There's only 43 data points here, so not as in-depth in the OBD2, but this section is meant more for why did the light come on, get a code, and try to go chase it from there, like figure out what the problem is. There is a component test listed in here, but it says not supported. At the price point of the D5S, I'm not surprised. I don't see any bidirectional control. This does say that it does like GM CAN FD support and FCA AutoAuth, but we haven't found anything in here showing where the FCA AutoAuth capability is or any kind of interface with that. There is IM readiness, so if you have any kind of issues with your emissions, if you have a state that looks at emissions very closely, you can come in here and look through all this. And let's go back out to the home screen here. Let's take a look at the special functions here, and if memory serves correct, there's 16 of them here. So we have 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I just count that wrong? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's actually 19 of them here, if I'm seeing this correctly. And just a shout out to the DIYers, the guys who, not the shop owners, or the guys who are in a garage day to day. You already know the drill on all this stuff, but if you're a DIYer, you're thinking about picking this guy up, the D5S, you kind of need all this stuff. And I mention that because we're in a 2020 Outback, and just a few weeks ago, we replaced the rear brake pads for the warranty, or not for the warranty, for the inspection coming up. But that EPB, the electronic parking brake, we needed that functionality just to unlock the rear calipers so that we could change the rear brake pads. And then you start drawing those parallels. There's injector coding, suspension calibration. Some cars need headlight adjustment. You can't do it manually. You got to do it with a tool. Windows initialization, and the list goes on. You need more and more of these things on modern vehicles, especially if you're a vehicle in the last 5 or 7 years. You definitely need more and more of this versus my own personal 2005 CRV. I might not need much more than oil light reset or the steering angle sensor reset or something like that. But very, very important to have, and really, really great value being that there's 19 reset functions that the D5S has built right into it. Just wanted to shout out real quick. We get a lot of questions on this, and it's got to be driven by guys who are like towing, or they're taking their trucks off-road. Maybe they have larger wheels and their transmission's working harder or something. But I mention all that because I want to come in here and show you in here, if you want to measure and keep tabs on your transmission fluid temp sensor, not temp sensor, but on the fluid, it's right here, your ATF, your automatic transmission fluid temperature. You could even have just the graph running. I don't know if you want to drive down the road with it like this, but you could at least keep an eye on it to see what your temperature is, especially if you're towing. We just shouted out because we get a lot of questions on that in our comments. Wanted to go back to the home screen and show you one or two more small things. So software updates, just like it sounds, we have, okay, so it says failed to request, please check network. This is where, it's weird that it did that because we just updated a whole bunch of software on this thing before we made the video, but looking in here, maybe it's going to work this time. But looking in here, if you wanted to update some random OEM, here we go. So here's your ABS bleeding. You can go ahead and click download, and that's actually downloading and installing. Yes, it is that fast. It's actually a very fast little unit. I'm surprised at how fast this thing works. And if we wanted to update the BMS battery management system, so pretty cool to see. And there's your Chevy. So if you wanted to download Chevy, Chrysler, and the list goes on, it's all right here. And I completely failed to mention, free lifetime software updates on this guy and a 2-year warranty. So you really, I'm kind of personally running out of reasons why I wouldn't buy one of these things. Pretty cool little unit. Looking in these settings, it's kind of boring. I mean, profile report, if you wanted to use this as a shop tool for like a second or third scan tool in a shop, those scans that we've done are right here. So if you have a fleet of cars in the family, you have 4 or 5 cars at home, you could kind of have a running history of when you scanned it, what you found, and help you kind of keep tabs on this stuff so that you're not necessarily using like a paper notebook at home or something in the garage. Wrapping up the video here, this is not a bad little unit. For what it is, you have to temper your expectations. I think that's the right way to describe it. And this is a great little unit. I really like the length here. No, you're not going to program computers. No, you're not going to calibrate some super random nuance thing. No, you're not going to reprogram the mileage in your odometer. Stop asking that in the comments. That sounds harsh, but we get so many people asking, will this code reader do so many things that a $1,000 scan tool should do? This is a great little unit for one step above the basics. You're definitely going to do more than just read codes. You're going to be able to see some live data. That wheel speed sensor story I told you, 100% true story. I was like, why? Like my brakes went haywire as I was driving home. And I was like, what the heck is going on with this thing? 2 minutes in looking in the data, I was able to figure out as a wheel speed sensor, $60 wheel speed sensor, and it had fixed itself. I could see all 4 wheels giving me proper speed data after I replaced the wheel speed sensor. So it's smaller stuff like that. You're not going to run a garage with this. You could definitely use it as a backup scan tool, but for you DIYers who are thinking, about upping your game and, stop borrowing your friend's code reader, you can buy your own scan tool and actually up your diagnostic capabilities right in your own home. That being said, we'll leave a link for this if you want to check it out, along with a couple other ones. I'm just thinking of like top-down RD Diag 500, the 500S, which is very similar to the 500, the 600 and 600S. They're all in and around the same price point as what you're looking at with the D5S. But like I said, we'll leave the link for this in this video's description. Just scroll down and you'll find it. And with that, we'll also throw a link. You'll probably see it pop up somewhere over on the screen for the 500 or 600S video we've done, because we got a bunch of videos on guys this size and price point. With that, we appreciate watching. If you like scan tools, if you like shop equipment, if you like keeping your cars fixed up and certified fresh on the road, Fresh Vintage Garage is your channel. Please like and subscribe, and don't leave the channel. Make sure you click that link. You can see it right here.